once again for the final segment of the Closed Fist. I'm Russ. That's Joey.
Hi.
And of course the angry, bearded, homeless gentleman, Bill.
Hey now.
Did something interesting a couple weeks ago because we are a pro wrestling talk show and one of the.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Star Wars.
This is an Applebee's. What the?
What? Can I have a sampler?
Yeah, but so one of the things that we're going to try to do with this show is push out to the local pro wrestling scene, local independent shows and whatnot, and was very pleased and the pleasure was all mine to help cover the Nickel City Wrestling down in Lackawanna. That, LA around here.
Beautiful downtown LA.
Yeah. So
What was the card? The Lackawanna Beatdown?
Lackawanna Beatdown, yep.
I like it.
That's a cool name.
It already sounds better than Great Balls of Fire.
Small balls in a freezer, yeah. But no, it's very interesting going to a local show. It's
very different
because it's I've been to we've all been to SmackDown and Raw, and Joey and I had the pleasure of being at WrestleMania 18 so many years ago.
I went to Thunder.
You went to Thunder? Ooh.
I've been to a few Thunders,
Nitros, and all that stuff. Back in the day. And it's very interesting to go to a grassroots. In a. I don't want to say a bingo hall because it was at a post, a VFW post down in Lackawanna. But it was, it's a place where you can fit like maybe 75 people. 100 people. Because we've been seeing like these videos of like Finn Balor and
Seth Rollins.
I was going to
Seth Rollins and all these guys 10 years ago.
I really do want to see somebody moonsault off of a fat guy. I really want to see that.
I was going to say, if you notice though, they always bring up, especially with Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, and I'm not comparing anything here, but they always bring up, when they want to take a shot at one of them, how they say, why don't you go back to something like this? And Daniel Bryan always says, I would rather go back to doing that than have to deal with you.
Right,
in some form or fashion, saying that's where the independent wrestling scene is where his heart truly lies.
You know what though? Because that's where
because they have control over their own character and themselves. They're not being controlled.
I'm just saying as a as a passion.
Right. But that passion's there because they can be them. They can be the character that they build, and not being told by Vince or the good old Wombats. They can actually do what they do.
Right. And it's very interesting because you see two opposite ends of the spectrum because one of the guys that wrestled that night his name is The Deacon. He's been in the business for over 20 years.
Really?
And that night, I met a kid, Vinny Moon, 19 years old, 5'6", 5'7", maybe 145 pounds soaking wet, but the kid loves it. One of the questions, because I did have the opportunity to interview Vinny, and you can just see when these guys talk about it.
All their interviews, they said their heart is there, and you have to have your heart into this.
J.C. Prez mentioned that multiple times, and I'm like, why do this, whatever, and just looking at the way that he would answer that question, because you have to have heart. He pointed to his heart, and it's not about the money, because these guys don't make that much, if anything.
And they're putting their bodies on the line. I mean, they have regular day jobs, and you get hurt there, you're not covered.
One of the guys, the lead, one of the guys there they call him Shadow Cat. He was probably him and the Deacon are now the new tag team title holders.
Okay.
Of the organization. He's been wrestling forever. Had to leave the wrestling business for a while, but came back. It's like, why? Because you love it, and that's what you appreciate about going to shows like this, is because they're not there for the money. They're not there. I mean,
they do what they love.
They do it because they love it. And one of the guys, and I'm telling you, and I think I said, and I believe I seen a few guys that night, that if given the opportunity, I don't know when it may happen or if it's going to happen, but they could be signed by somebody, and that's Robbie Vegas and his opponent that night. Give me a second here.
Mad Dog Xavier?
Yeah, Mad Dog Xavier. They had a match that you would have liked. A dog collar match.
No, of course. Yeah.
Old school,
Throwing it back to Roddy Piper and Ric Flair.
I mean, it's like, but you see these guys come out and they give it everything. I mean, just the effort that these guys show was amazing. It ended in a no contest, unfortunately. I talked to Robbie after the show. He's like, "Yeah, I'm feeling this one for a while."
Oh yeah, you're gonna feel it over the next couple days, yeah, for sure.
But just to go over the card real quick, just some quick results. Luke King, Caker, or Cocker, I'm sorry, defeated Nasty Nick Nice. Now, I've seen Nasty Nick Nice before. A couple of years ago, there used to be an organization called OSPW. That's these guys pretty much now. But that match was pretty good, and Vinny Moon was also in that match. And Mr. Cocker took that one as a triple threat win. And Mikey every night. Mikey's pretty entertaining if you've seen his interview.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he and Wes Adams defeated Nick Merrick and Daniel Garcia. Tommy Mandrake defeated J.C. Perez and TSK. In another triple threat match, David Evans defeated Bruce Davis. I had a chance to talk to Bruce Davis. He's one of those guys that's been around for like 10 years or so, but just loves it. Just loves doing it. The Fallen, which is Shadow Cat and the Deacon.
It's a great name.
It is.
That's a great name for a tag team.
They are the new. They are the new tag team champions as they defeated JD of 25 to life. JD is very interesting because he walks out like a convict, like he just came out of jail, something like that.
Like nails.
but he's a really cool guy. Let me borrow his flashlight. Thank you. And of course, Robbie Vegas and Mad Dog Xavier Jones really put on a good show. I mean, these guys really gave everything. And fortunately, it ended in a no contest. The Arcade TJ Karts defeated Rob Just Too Sweet and Dewey. Dewey's pretty interesting. Cyclone Jones defeated Venomous, and the main event,
Latin Soldier
defeated Chris West to retain the NCW championship. So
Kaiju Chris West.
But no, these guys really put on a really good show. I'd say about the crowd was about between 50 and 100 people.
It's not bad.
I was gonna say, and you interviewed these guys, correct?
Yep, I had the pleasure of interviewing Mikey every night, Vinny Moon, Robbie Vegas, Bruce Davis, and you know what? When you hear these guys talk, it's like one of the questions that I asked Robbie was. Because a couple of his friends, because the Velveteen Dream, he's on NXT.
Yeah,
he wrestled him.
Yeah, I know the Velveteen Dream.
Yep, and
isn't that going to be with we're getting Aleister Black in the Velveteen Dream? I thought that was possibly an angle. Anyway, sorry.
But and one of his and another friend of his, I forget his name. I feel like such a jackass right now. He recently got signed by the WWE. He's going to be in the Performance Center. And I asked him specifically, when you see friends of yours like this, people that you've been in the ring with, people that you've gotten to know, they get signed. What does that do for you? Or forgot how I
does it
posed the
motivate
question.
you?
Yeah, motivate. He goes, it gives hope.
Motivate you, hope. Yeah.
And you just see the way these guys talk, and the way that they perform in the ring. It's like, it's
life.
It's refreshing because these guys are what's known as weekend warriors. Because they're out wherever there's a show. You know, like Robbie, he was up in Canada recently, wrestling there. You know, it was so hard to nail him down for an interview because he's always on the road and stuff like that. But you know, it's refreshing to watch pro wrestling on this level because it takes you away from the bright lights and everything, and it gives you the realness of what this business really is.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm curious what it's like to go from, you know, doing a show on a weekend or, you know, a couple times a month to doing shows like 5 days a week. That's got to be a huge culture shock.
You can find the videos of the interviews that you did for Nickel City Wrestling on the Closed Fist YouTube page, correct?
Yep. The link is there to take you directly to our YouTube channel, and you can watch interviews and of course our segments, of course, because we're the TV stars at this point.
Shameless plug here.
Shameless plug.
And we have a Facebook page. We've joined the year 2000.
Subscribe and like the video.
And don't forget to like the transit.
But some shows that are coming up in the area. Buffalo Championship Wrestling has a show coming up on October 28th called the Hollywood Weekend Live. I'm sorry, the Hollow Weekend Live event. It's going to be at the Francis Donovan Post over in 3210 Genesee Street in Cheektowaga. If you are interested in going to that event, you can purchase tickets by calling 716-218-9716. Some of the scheduled performers: Rex Atkins, Buffalo Bad Boy Brian Jennings, The Killer Steves, Nick Paradise, and Maurice, and a whole lot more. So, cool. And I just got the okay that we will be doing interviews at that show.
Awesome.
Okay. October 28th. I hear Rex is quite the guy.